What's up guys, so I tried editing my last video in DaVinci Resolve. This video is just going to be about my first impression sort of just using the software. Now I've used DaVinci in the past a few times for some little edits, but I've never really tried digging deep and doing a full edit completely in DaVinci Resolve. So that's what I tried doing in my last video. Now before we start talking about it, I just want to say that whatever editor you use, whether that's Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, or even iMovie, those are all great editors. They just work differently and they're all tools. What's more important at the end of the day is the edit you make and not the tool you use. So this video is based on my personal preferences, but like I said, whatever editor you use, if that works for you, that's great. So first of all, why did I want to try DaVinci Resolve in the first place? Now there's a few really good reasons for that. Now the first reason is DaVinci Resolve is supposed to have industry standard super high quality color grading tools that are probably a lot better than Final Cut Pros with even more advanced things, and Final Cut Pro can't get those super high quality tools unless if you pay for really expensive plugins. Now the second reason I was looking at DaVinci Resolve is pricing. DaVinci Resolve is actually free for most of the features, and if you want to unlock all of the features, it's $300. Now $300 is the same price as Final Cut Pro, but if you're going to be using Premiere Pro, you're paying $20 a month. That is a lot of money, especially since you keep having to pay more and more and more the longer you use the program. And that doesn't even include that DaVinci Resolve is like having After Effects built in too. If you're going to be using Premiere Pro and After Effects, you're going to be paying over $40 a month. That is a lot of money, especially considering that it's going to add up more and more and more the longer you use it. The last reason I was looking at DaVinci Resolve is, like I said, how DaVinci Resolve has After Effects features built in. Final Cut Pro doesn't have any of that. It's only for video editing and not special effects. DaVinci Resolve can do a lot of effects like After Effects, and I thought it would be a good idea to look at for those more advanced effects. What's up guys, Editor Anthony here. So there's one more reason I forgot to mention in the video that I was looking at DaVinci Resolve, and that is that DaVinci Resolve is compatible with both Windows machines and Macs. That's a pretty big deal to me, because if you see here, this is a Hackintosh. This isn't even supposed to be a Mac, because you know, Macs they're pretty expensive. And one day I might want to upgrade this to a super powerful computer, and Macs are expensive. I might not be able to afford that. So looking at something that works on Windows is a good idea to me, because one day if I want to upgrade, then it'll be fine, I'll be able to use it, because Final Cut Pro is only compatible with Macs. So yeah, alright, let's go back to the video. Now why do I love Final Cut Pro so much, and why do I use it? Well, that all goes back to what got me interested in cameras. It all started probably over 5 years ago, and I played a lot of guitar. And there was this guy nearby, and he was doing bands where he would like group kids together, and we'd have like little kid like bands and stuff, and we would play, and it was a lot of fun. And he started doing video production classes where we would learn to use cameras and take videos and make videos for the band, and I thought that was so cool, and I just loved it so much. When I did that class, it was actually probably like 2 or 3 kids. It was a ton of fun. They taught us how to use Final Cut Pro, and that's just what I've used ever since, and I just love it. I love Final Cut Pro so much because it's easy to use, it's fast, videos render out really fast, doesn't crash very often, and I actually like the magnetic timeline, which a lot of people don't like. Sometimes I hate it, but what I've noticed is probably 70% of the time I'm not doing crazy advanced stuff where I need to put clips in very certain parts of the timeline and have them layered up and stuff. So that magnetic timeline, with that timeline all magnetically condensing, actually makes things really fast and easy for quick cuts and things like that. Now the 30% of the time when I do have to do that stuff, it can get kind of annoying, but there's always ways to just sort of work around it, and it's most of the time quick and easy, and that's why I love it. Now there are some things I don't love about Final Cut Pro. The main thing is the keyframe control. It is so bad. When you're trying to change things over time, like zooming in, moving the clip, you have no control of how smooth it's gonna move, or if it's linear or smooth. You don't get any of that. It just does it all for you, and you don't get to see it. And it's so annoying. Another thing is, like I said, some of those advanced features like the super high quality color grading tools and things like that, just sometimes they're kind of missing in Final Cut Pro, and you need expensive plugins to replace it, and DaVinci Resolve has a lot of that. Now that video I edited, I sort of halfway got through it and then I had to switch to Final Cut Pro. I was done. And there's two main reasons behind that. Actually, one main reason that completely forced me to go back. And that was because of this super annoying bug where every time I changed the audio keyframes, the program for some reason stopped letting me save, and it also stopped letting me undo. So it happened to me like 3 times while I was using it, where I would mess something up and I couldn't undo, but I couldn't save and quit and go back, and the only thing I could do is relaunch the program on an old save and lose a ton of the stuff I did. It was so annoying. So Blackmagic, if you're somehow watching this video, which I know you're not, please fix this bug. I know this is a bug and it's probably going to be fixed, so once it's fixed, I'll go back and I'll try to do some more edits on it, but for now it's completely unusable to me. Now the main thing that didn't force me to go back, but I just hated about DaVinci Resolve, is the stupid timeline. Now the reason I hate the timeline so much is because the audio tracks and the video tracks are separated. When you're scrolling up and down, you're either scrolling only on the video or only on the audio. This is insanely annoying because sometimes you have a video layer for that B-roll, on top of that you might have text, and then on top of that you might have an adjustment layer to change some stuff, and then you could have another layer of text, and you could just have a big stack of videos on top of each other. In DaVinci, when you add more tracks, it's so stupid because you have to expand the timeline, and then oops, can't see the audio, but then you add it, and then you lower it, and then you can't see the video, and then you have to scroll up. It's so annoying. In Final Cut Pro, you can just get a bird's eye view of your whole timeline. It scrolls, it's all in one thing. And I know Final Cut Pro works a lot differently with that magnetic timeline, but I know DaVinci Resolve could at least fix that stupid scrolling that's separate between the audio and the video tracks. Now those were my opinions about my first impressions of DaVinci Resolve from a Final Cut Pro user standpoint. What do you think about it? What editing program do you use? I want to know. Also, if there's any DaVinci users that could help me, please tell me in the description because I need to figure this software out. So if you like this video, again, like I always say, just give it a gentle tap. Just a gentle tap, no need to smash it. If you didn't like this video, I want you to leave a fat dislike because I always want to improve, but if you leave that fat dislike, make sure to leave a comment and explain why you didn't like it. Because again, I always want to improve. Now that's the video. See you in the next one.